All right, so this one here, the one with the green mark on its head, is a Brahma. We just got our new Brahmas. This is a Rooster Brahma. We got 5 hens and 2 roosters. Whoops, 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 don't go anywhere. And the Brahma is 2 days younger than this bird right here. We incubated this one. Now we have small birds. The Brahma is supposed to get up to 12 pounds. This guy is supposed to get up near 12 pounds. This one is a mix between either a New Hampshire and an Americana or a Buff Orpington and Americana. Either way, they're not huge breeds. The New Hampshire is fairly big, but you can see there's a significant size difference, and with the guy only being 2 days younger than this guy here. Well, we don't know if that's a rooster or female. There's just no way to know. I don't know how to sex them like that. So we got them yesterday. I put that one away. We got these guys yesterday. They're very friendly, easy to catch. He's pecking at the camera. They were pretty tired yesterday, and it worried me because the others, we put them in with the others, and they kept him awake, all of them. They wanted to sleep, and the others just wouldn't let them sleep. So when it was bedtime, everybody went to sleep. That's a great camera shot. I love it. But today they're up and active, just eating up a storm. All of them are. Very friendly. These Brahmas are supposed to be very friendly, and I have to agree, they're just absolutely. I tried to catch the 2 birds. This one let me catch right away. Maybe I'll give him some food so he's not running away. That's what he's wanting. He's wanting some food. Here. There we go. Now we can keep him in the camera maybe. He was very easy to catch. No problems whatsoever. When I tried to catch the mixed breed, whatever it was, I could barely catch it. Now, if you take a look at their feet, right there, look how furry that is. These are very winter hardy birds. I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, to be honest. And like I said, this one's supposed to get up 12 pounds, and they're winter hardy. Even their feet are covered in feathers. It's really neat. Whoa, don't jump off here. So when we got them, they told us they gave us 6 hens and 2 roosters. But when we actually counted them, when we got in the truck and actually counted them, they gave us 5, which is what we ordered. So somehow the receipt was mismarked, and I didn't feel like going in and arguing with them. I mean, it would have been a free one. I was arguing about free. That was, in my mind, just kind of stupid. See how he's trying to sleep? Might be good for him to come up here and rest a little. So, but they said we marked the roosters with green marks on their head. So I looked in, when we were in the store, I looked to see that. I didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, they actually used a marker to mark it on their head. I thought that was odd. So I asked Carolyn, do we want to keep them marked? And she said, nah, it's not that big of a deal. We'll just go ahead and let them grow into roosters, and then we'll know who they are. Curious about that camera. I'm going to put him away. So we went ahead and gave up on our incubation. We had 7 eggs that didn't hatch. And it's been, what, 4 days since they should have hatched, I think. It's been 4 or 5 days since the others hatched. So we went ahead and gave up on it, and we're thinking it was genetics. I mean, we had such a good success rate with the 15 that these 7 just didn't develop. So I took them down in the woods, I broke them open to see what there was in there, and they just didn't develop very long. All of them were very small, underdeveloped. So at some time during the process, they just quit developing. I'm worried that I've done something wrong, but I don't know what it is. We kept the humidity really steady for most part. We only had 1 day that I had a problem, and that was right towards the end. And the humidity went up. And that's, when you're getting to the end, they're supposed to go up anyway. So I think the day or 2 before, the humidity was supposed to go up to 70%. It went up to 60, and it took us about 12 hours to figure out how to get it to come back down. I don't think that would have been it. The reviews on the incubator are just absolutely amazing. Everybody loves them. Very few people have said that they didn't get a good incubation rate, if any. I don't know if any of them said that. I don't think it was the incubator. And I said before, we're not exactly sure of the purity of our birds. Frenchie came from Orscheln's. I don't know, they may have inbred Frenchie. It's quite possible. They come from Hoover's, which is in Iowa. That's a hatchery in Iowa. So you would think the hatcheries would do a good job trying to keep the bloodlines pretty pure, but it was a straight run mix, so anything could have happened. Rue, on the other hand, he should have been pretty purebred. We got him from a farmer around here. I would expect that she would have known what she had. I don't think she wanted to get a bad reputation with a person close by. So as you know, it wasn't that long ago we had one of our Buff Orpingtons go broody, and she sat on the eggs the entire time until she had some that hatched. She had 2 that hatched. Out of 10 eggs, 2 hatched. Well, we didn't think they would do very well with her after they were born in the chicken run. We could see that the New Hampshires were trying to get at the little ones while they were underneath the broody hen. So we took the broody hen and the chicks into the camper, and immediately she abandoned them. She didn't want anything to do with them when we moved her. So we learned our mistake, and then so we took the 2 chickens and we took them into the house. We raised them on our own, just like we always do. And now they're out here in their own little chicken run coop thing. They seem to be doing okay. Maybe you can see one of them here. I don't know if you can see through the wire mesh or not, but they're in there, they're growing, they're doing all right. It's odd because these 2 are so blonde compared to those up there. I mean, we got a couple blonde ones up there, but both of these are blonde, so I just found that really odd. So we feel like that was a mostly successful brood. We learned a lot, but we also thought we wouldn't ever do it again or push the effort or anything. So we bought ourselves an incubator, and we got 15 chickens out of the incubator, out of 22 possible chickens. Well, this morning, like I was telling you, I got the 7. I took them out in the woods. They didn't develop, but I sure would have liked to have the 22 meat birds. Well, as fate would have it, we had another chicken go broody just yesterday. It's another Buff Orpington. Buff Orpingtons go broody pretty easily. They actually could go broody a few times in a season. So if she's still here, we'll see if she's here together. She was here yesterday. Yep, we got one sitting right next to her. They tend to do that. So that blonde one is the Broody Chicken. We got quite a few chickens laying eggs, actually. So she's laying on 4 eggs. This time we only put 4 eggs under there. One of the things I think happened last time was we put too many eggs in there. We started her out with 10, and I think it was just too much for that. You know, she's a smaller chicken. So we've got 4. When I came down here, that's what she had underneath her. So I took a pencil and I marked them. Now, you saw another chicken sitting right beside her. She will grab that egg and put it up underneath her. So tonight I'll take that egg out. So that still runs us into the problem. We don't think they'll do very well in there once they're born. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in the camper in a few days. Once she gets used to me touching her, once we're confident she's not gonna leave the eggs, we'll move her. That's one of the things you gotta worry about on the first time they go broody. They could leave the eggs. The problem is we don't know which chicken has already went broody. We've had 2 out of 3 Buff Orpingtons go broody, but we don't know if it was the same Buff Orpington or different Buff Orpingtons. We don't know if this one's went broody. So by next year, we'll be pretty assured that all the Buff Orpingtons went broody this year. So if we get 3 this year, I'll be pretty confident that all 3 of them went broody. I don't think this chicken is the same chicken that went broody last time. The last chicken would raise her hindside when I would open the door so I could check the egg. She got used to that. So I would think that she would still do that out of habit. This one is very protective. She's not nipping at us, which that happens a lot with hens. They'll nip at you if you touch them. She quacked at me. I mean, she was really upset the first time I touched her. Now she doesn't get upset. She's understanding that I got to check the eggs already. So that was only the second time that I've had to check to make sure she's had her eggs. Now the problem with the camper is it gets pretty hot in there. It's still pretty cool right now. It's May. if she stays with them until June, mid-June, it may not be that hot in there. It doesn't usually get hot in there until late June, early July, all the way through August. I could run the air conditioner, but I would prefer not to. So hopefully by mid-June, these little chicks would be old enough that she would be able to protect them in the chicken run. We'll put them in there, we'll see how it goes, and if it doesn't go well, we'll instantly scoop them up and put them in there in that run that I just showed you that the 2 little chickens are in. Hopefully by then, those 2 little chickens will be big enough to protect themselves with the other ones. I don't know. If that doesn't work out, then we're going to have to get us another setup, because we're going to have too many different age groups. And this is the problem we always run into, is too many different age groups. We got those 2. I don't know, what are they, 8 weeks old? We got these up in the house. They're only a few days old. By the time these are born, they'll be 3 weeks old. And we'll have 2 bins in the house already occupied. So these little chicks that they're being brooded by the mom will have to stay in the camper. We really don't have much choice. And then by the time we get into late June, hopefully those guys up in the house can come down and stay in their little chicken run area underneath this chloroplast. I apologize for the grass, it's grown up again. It's just growing so fast. It rained again last night really hard. But we'll put those 22, well, the 15 and the Brahmas underneath this chloroplast, raise them in here. They'll be well protected. This protected our meat birds last year. So if you can click that super thanks button down at the bottom, I'd really appreciate it. So if I can inspire you to get the bugs worked out when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.